Good morning, students. Today we will talk about the sample method of data collection. What is sample? You all are aware about the word sample. In our daily life, many times we use this word. Sample means taking a few from a big size of data. It means when we take some figures from the universe, that is called sample. Sample method is that method in which data is collected about the sample of on a group of items taken from the population for examination, and conclusion are drawn on their basis. What we do here from a universe, we take few items, we analyze those few items, we examine those few items, and on the basis of those items we draw the conclusion, and we explain that what are the reasons behind that. In our daily life, many times we see, just like whenever you go to purchase grocery, suppose you have gone to purchase rice, what you do, you take some rice from the packet, you put that in your hand and you examine that and say that these are the good or not. In the same way, when doctor want to examine you, what he do, he takes out few drops of your blood, and on the basis of those few drops he can tell you that whether your blood is good or not, whether you are facing any problem or not. He don't take out all of your blood out. What he do, he take out few drops, and with that few drops he can say anything, whatever there is in your body. So this is called the sample method. Now, in which condition this sample is suitable? It is suitable when the size of population is very large. Just like if you want to make a survey of the whole population of India, then you need to take some samples, because you have 130 crore people here living. Then very high degree of accuracy is not needed. If you want very high degree of efficiency, just like when you are going to organize a survey for the population of India, in that case we need to go for the 100% accuracy. So what we do, we go for the census method. But if the accuracy is not needed, then what you do, you can go with the sample method. Intensive examination of diverse items is not required. When intensive examination is not required, it means you need not to go detail. If you need not to go in detail, then you can go with this method. When different units of universe are broadly similar to each other. One more condition is that when the different units of this universe are comparatively same to each other. In these conditions, the sample method is suitable. What are the merits of this using of sample method? It is economical, because you need not to go to everyone in the population. You can go to some of them, you can talk to some of them, you can take some figure, so it becomes economical for you to collect data in this method. Time saving, because you need to take a few data, it is time saving. You can take the data in very less times. Identification of errors, because the data is limited, so you can identify errors very easily. Large investigations, Sample method is more feasible in situation of large investigation than the census method, which generally involves unaffordable cost, because it is very low costly and you do not have very large figures, so you can go for the large investigation because figures are very limited. Administrative convenience, because there are very limited number of items, so it is administratively very convenience. More scientific, it is more scientific because the data is very limited, so you can analyze the data systematically, conveniently, and it becomes more scientific in that manner. What are the demerits of this method? First, it is a bit partial than the other method, the census method. Why? Because you are taking few figures from the universe. If you do not take the figures with impartiality, then the result may differ. If investigator is biased, he may take figure from one section of society, he may leave one section behind. In that case, the result becomes partial. Wrong conclusions. Many times, if data is not collected in a systematic manner, or it does not represent the characteristic of universe, then the study may go up with the wrong conclusion. Difficulty in selecting representative samples. While collecting data, you may face a problem that to whom you should go, from where you should collect the data, because while collecting sample you need to make sure that everyone in the society, everyone in the universe, every section in the universe should be included while sampling. Difficulty in framing a sample. So it is very difficult to frame a sample because you need to make sure that every characteristic must be included, every type of data must be included, and no one should feel that any section of society is left. Specialized knowledge. You need to be very much specialized. You should have all knowledge about the procedures, technicalities. You should have proper technical knowledge and of choosing representative sample of the universe, and the person who are well versed with all the techniques of sampling are not easily available. So the people generally face problem while taking samples. Now, what are the essentials of a sample? It means what are the main requirements of a sample? What should be there in a sample? First, it should be representative. It means every characteristic or every section of the universe should be included while taking samples. It should be independent. Data must be independent to each other. It means whatever the sample you have taken, that should not be dependent upon each other in any way. They should be completely different from each other. Homogeneity. If more than one sample are selected from a universe, these samples should not be homogeneous. Should be homogeneous and not contradictory to each other. It means whatever sample you are taking, that those sample must be look alike. It means they should have same type of qualities. They should go in the same way. It should not be there that one is going in right direction, other one is going in left direction. It means contradiction should not be there. Then adequacy. The number of items what you are taking as a sample should be adequate. It means if the universe is bigger, just like you are talking about the whole population of India, you should have sample in crores. If you are having the universe of 10 items, then you should have the sample of 3 or 4. So there should be a fairly adequate size of sample so that you can draw a good conclusion. So this was about the characteristic of sampling. Now how to take sample. This is we have studied that this is very technical issue, and the person who is technically sound for that can take good sample, otherwise he may face problems in taking samples. So for sampling we use some methods. What are these methods? These are random sampling, purposive sampling, stratified sampling, systematic sampling, quota sampling, and convinced sampling. Now what are these samplings, how to use these, and when we use these, all we study now in detail. The first one is random sampling. It is the most popular way of sampling. You may have heard the name of lottery. In lottery, what we do generally, we make some cheats. We put the cheats in a ball and we take out one cheat. You have taken part in extemper. What you do, there are some cheats which are kept in a bowl. You take out one cheat and you talk on that issue. So when we take sample with that method, that is called the lottery method. That is a type of sampling. So random sampling is that method of sampling in which each and every item of the universe has equal chance of being selected in a sample. It means when we take random sample, every item of the universe have equal chance of being selected as a sample. It means we deliberately do not take sample, we take sample as they are. In other words, there is an equal probability of every item of the universe being selected in the sample. For that we use two methods. First one is lottery, that we generally see in our daily life, and the second one is table of random numbers. This you need not to study in much detail. A table is made, you should know that a table is made. By that the person takes out the number, that which number should be taken as sample. What are the merits of random sampling? This method is free from personal bias of the investigator, because just like you are taking out a cheat, now you don't know that who is going to come there, so there is no question of biasness. Each and every item of the universe stands equal chances of being selected. How many items are there? They all have equal chances of being selected. The universe gets fairly represented by the sample, because the sample you are not being taken by our choice. So we can say that the universe is fairly represented. This is a very simple and straightforward method. This method is very straightforward and very simple. We need not to do anything special. Demerits. This method does not guarantee proportionate representative of different items in the universe. With this method you cannot guarantee the proportionate representation. It means you cannot say that this section of society will get this much representation, this section will get this much, because whosoever cheat is coming to you, you are going to take that only. So it may be there that few section of society get more representation and few other may get less representation. Random sampling does not give weightage to certain important items in the universe. It does not give any kind of weightage to someone. Whosoever is coming there with the cheat should be included, and whosoever is not coming should not be included. So there is no weightage to any of the part of the society, of the universe, whether he needs that or not. Now the second type of sampling, that is purposive sampling or deliberate sampling. Purposive sampling is that method in which the investigator himself makes his choice of the sample items which in his opinion are the best representative of the universe. Now this is a type of sampling where the enumerator takes samples deliberately, purposively. It means by his wish, to whomsoever he feel more representative, the best representative, he takes this one. It means if in his opinion the item, the person is more representative, he take him. If the person is not representative, he do not take him. It totally depends on the thoughts of the enumerator, the person who is taking the samples. This method is flexible. Now what are the merits of this? This method is flexible to allow the inclusion of those items in the sample which are of special significance. In this method, a person takes those which are very much representative in the sample. So the specific significance is counted with that. So the items is with specific significance or special items which have all the characteristic or the maximum characteristic are included. Then selection of item can be deliberately turned to the purpose of study. In this method, if you take sample with this method, what you can do, you can take out the samples in the way that the study can be deliberately, it means by your wish, can be turned towards the study purpose of your study. Whatever, suppose you want to study about the poverty in your town, and you are deliberately taking samples. So what you do, you would take the most poor family of the society, of the town, and so your sample would go in that direction. You don't take the richest in the town in your study. Why? Because you are not studying about the lifestyle of rich person. It is very simple technique of selection of the sample items. It is very simple because it is up to you, to the investigator, to whom to be taken as sample and to whom should not be taken as sample. But now there are few demerits. There is a possibility of personal bias in the selection of items. When the person is selecting items with this method, he can be a bit biased because he is choosing the samples by his wish. Because of possibilities of personal bias, reliability of the result becomes doubtful, and because the possibility of the biased selection, the reliability of result become doubtful. In this case, because the person is maybe biased, so he may lose his credibility also. This is why this method is not being taken as more significant. Now, stratified or mixed sampling. This sampling is done when you have different types of groups in your population, in your universe. In that case, what you do, you take few items from one group, few items for other group, few items for other group, and few items for any other group, and you make a sample with that. So because you are mixing all the samples, you are mixing data from all the groups. This is called the sample method, a mixed sampling or stratified sampling. When you take sample in this method, each stratum should be represented in a correct proportion in the sample. Suppose you are taking a sample, there are 50 students in class 11th, out of them 30 have studied mathematics, 20 have studied home science in 10th. Now when you take sample from this group, you will be taking some students from these 30 who have studied maths, you will take some from 20 who have studied home science. There are two groups and you need to take data from both the groups. This type of sampling is called mixed sampling. Suppose you take 5 from here, 10 from here, 10 from one group, 5 from one group, then it is called the mixed sampling. What are the merits? This method covers diverse characteristics of a population. On the basis of diverse characteristics of the population, a comparative analysis of the data becomes possible. Because you are taking the data from all the groups, it becomes very easy to have a comparative analysis. This method sampling offers reliable as well as meaningful result because you are taking all the section of the society. Demerits: this method is suitable only when there is a complete knowledge about the diverse characteristic of the population. Now when it is possible, when you have all the details, you know all the details about the universe, you know the characteristic of each and every figure in your universe. If you don't know, then you cannot go for this mixed sampling, or you will be fail to sample with this method. There is possibility of bias at the time of classification of the population into different strata. When you divide the population as per the characteristic, you may be biased, so this may affect your result. When the size of population is already small, it may be difficult to further divide it into smaller parts. When the universe is small, suppose you have 10 or 15 or 20 data, and there are 5 characteristics. Now how you would divide them? If there are 10 divided into 5 different characteristics, then you have 2 person from each category. Now how to take sample from those? So it becomes difficult when you have the small population. When you have a large population, then you can go with this method. So these 3 methods we have studied today. In next video we study next 3 methods and the further study will continue. Thank you.